Alright, hey everyone. This I think is the first video that you'll be seeing since I got back home. Um, I finished. This is a bit different from the other reviews because the other reviews I literally like recorded them like immediately after finishing the games. But this one, it's been about like a month since I finished Wukong, maybe a bit less than a month. Point is, it's not fresh because I was like busy with other stuff, so I never got around. I forgot to. But anyway, let's get to it. This game was incredible. Um, Not as good. Let's just start off. Not game of the year. I still think Nine Souls was the better game. I did have a few problems with what's it called, Wukong. Just give me a second. I did have a few problems with, uh, but it's still an incredible. So the first part of this next part, spoiler free. There is one specific part of the game. Anybody who's played knows exactly what I'm talking about. That is heavy spoilers, but I need to talk about it. I tend to avoid spoilers in the videos, but this one I have to talk about. So in the end of the video, don't worry about this. Like always, the music was. I mean, I love stuff from different. It's so rare seeing something explore like different cultures. Right, we're so used to the usual like Japanese, American stuff. We never get to see stuff that explores different cultures. And this going through like this Chinese story and like getting to see Chinese culture, the fashion, music, everything really, as well as like their mythology, right? Like their some of the creature designs are things that are wild. Anyway, I love it. Okay, it's the same reason I love not Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, the movie, the Marvel movie. Same reason I loved it so much because exploring this whole different stuff. The music was incredible. I don't remember any specific soundtracks. I don't remember any specific soundtrack from the game, but I do remember just enjoying it. Um, Now I'll get to the story was cool. Again, and not the strongest. See, this is where you're gonna see me like kind of like hesitating. I'm not gonna be glazing it as much as I did Sea of Stars and Nine Souls. I'm not gonna be giving it that much glaze, but you'd see me hesitate. The story was cool. Like it. I'm sure the story would be better if I'd known, if I'd like I read Journey of the West or watched Journey of the West beforehand, because there was still a lot of information that was missing. But going through and reading the lore, especially like the frogs, reading the lore on the frogs and that whole story was so fun. Um, yeah, it was cool, but it's whatever. Page, this guy, I feel so bad for him. Everything he went through. Oh wait, oops, sorry, spoilers. I'll cut this out. Okay. Um, yeah, story was cool. I felt like the ending though was a bit lacking. Felt like there should have been a bit more, just like maybe like a couple hours more after the ending. I'll get to that in the spoiler section. What else? Gameplay was really fun. The RPG elements were cool, especially the whole like a drink customization. Like you could do the gourd, the drink itself, the soaks you put in the drink. This kind of customization, I've seen it. Like I know, like customization RPGs is so tired at this point. It's been done to hell and back, and so I get tired of it. Like not every game needs these RPG elements, but customizing your drink was a really cool take on it. And the weapon system was borrowed from Monster Hunter. Now, I didn't play much Monster Hunter, but I did play enough to know this. That they borrowed this weapon system from Monster Hunter. And that was cool too. Everything else, though, I mean, the armor felt a bit underwhelming. some of the armor effects were cool, but overall it just didn't. I didn't feel very engaged with that. The skill tree is way too massive. I mean, way too massive, and I wasn't a fan of the stat boost. So like I really like, I mean, near the end of the game, I found myself just like not really putting in skill points in anything because I'd already gotten what I want. You know, I maxed out the smash stance, which was my favorite stance. Maxed out the smash stance. You know, I maxed out like the stuff on the side, the extra bonus stuff on the side. You know, and I've maxed out my like light attack combo. And that's really it. Like, and then one and all my spells, right? The of course the immobilize, MVP of the game, the rock solid, and the luck of many. I maxed them out, and once I'd done that, I was just sitting on skill points. Like, I don't know what to do with this. I guess I'll just put it into stat boosts, but the stat boosts were negligible. Anyway, so that's one complaint. I think the some of the RPG elements were cool, but some of it just felt like too much. You know, there wasn't any need to put the stat boost in the skill. You could have cut that shit out. What else? The basic enemies also felt like underwhelming. It's like the basic enemies were either one of two things. They were either like underwhelming or just bullshit. Like it was either you get like jumped by like 30 bullshit enemies, or you're just fighting like one, or if it's just one enemy, you just plow through it like nothing. Chapter 3, no spoilers, don't worry. Chapter 3 was disgusting. That, just remove that shit from, just remove it from there. That, listen, this kind of ties into my next complaint. The game felt a bit too easy. The vast majority of the game I didn't struggle. Like I think most bosses I beat first try. Most bosses, even yellow brown, beat first try. It just felt too easy. Now there was some hard bosses. You know the ones I'm talking about. But most, it just didn't feel, it didn't provide a challenge. I would have at least appreciated like a difficulty setting or something. What else? Yeah, so that ties into chapter. What I was going to share about chapter 3, which is the only chapter that made me rage, and not in a good way. It didn't make me rage because like all the enemies were strong or you know skill issue or whatever. Just come on, come on. There was a part. There was a part. Just you know, just because this was I was losing my mind on this. It was a like a prison cell, right? And the prison cell was like broken. So it was still like there was like a small like some of the bars were like raised up from the ground up to maybe like the waist level. And then the rest was a hole. It was like a window, right? Just so I walk up to the window. I walk up to the window because I'm exploring, right? So I walk up to the window, I'm looking through the window, see like look through the sides, see if there's like is there a chest there or something. So I walk up to the window. I don't press any buttons. I just walk up to the window. And the guy, the monkey, just jumps out the window and falls and dies, and then I have to redo the entire area. I was like, I didn't even press any buttons. What do you mean? Like, there's a fence there. You wouldn't expect him to jump over the fuck. Why? Why? Like, yeah. Chapter 3 made me rage, but not in a good way. It wasn't good game design. That in this in the DLC sequel, whatever. Don't do this again. Now, of course, this game is a boss rush. This is what everybody talks about. The bosses were so much fun. Even though I just said the difficulty was too easy, I beat most bosses in the first try. Even if I beat them in the first try, they were still so much fun. There was, you know, again, there was a decent. There was what like 91 bosses. I'm just gonna throw out a number off the top of my head just based on like feeling. Maybe like 30 to 40 of those 91 bosses were boring, bad. I would consider them. But like when you have that many bosses, half of them being good is impressive. Especially the best ones are like top tier bosses. So now I'm getting into the spoiler section. Okay, this is the spoiler section. You've been given a warning. Okay, you have 5 seconds to click off the video. Don't blame me if you get spoiled. Okay. The fight with Erlang. Easy, obviously the hardest fight in the game by a landslide. It's not even close. That fight, when I finally beat it, took me what, like something like 15, 20 tries. When I finally beat it, and it goes into the second phase, I was losing my mind. I'm like, they're not serious. That this fight has multiple phases. This is way too difficult to have multiple phases. I was losing my mind. And then, they go like, and then I start, and the moment like I start playing, I swear, phases 2 and 3 of this fight are the reward. And yeah, sure, you get a transformation, you get weapons, you get blah blah blah. Who gives a shit about all that? The real reward for this fight is phases 2 and the moment I start playing, and I see that enemies are like tickling me. The amount of damage you do is like nothing, and with every charge, with every like heavy attack, I just heal back all the damage I take. I'm like, okay, I get it. This is just a cinematic, right? And I get that feeling. I'm so badass. I'm like, yeah, that's, and I go in and I start punching, and with every punch I make, it's happening. I'm like, boom, 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 and then I get the God of War executions. You kick the guy in the knee, punch him a few times, take the shield off his back, cut off his head with the shield. This other guy, you take the dragon, strangle him, just choke slam. Oh, I was jumping. I sounded like the Joker. Okay, if you were with me in the room, I was like the Joker. I was laughing hysterically. I was like jumping up and down. This was the most hyped I have gotten in any game in so long. I can't remember the last time I got this hyped in a video game. Okay. Oh my god. And then when you're fighting like Erlang himself, and he's like, oh, if you're really him, this fire shouldn't even hurt you. And then he breathes the fire, and then your health was just like, and then it's like, I was like, wait, what? Am I dead? Like, I couldn't avoid that. It was a cutscene. And then you just start absorbing the fire, healing back up, and then it's so good. It's so good. So my brother kind of spoiled this for me that I need this for the true ending. I don't know why he said that. He knows I don't like spoilers, but it's whatever. So I was thinking the reason I need this for the true ending is because it unlocks my ability to like transform like big monkey mode, mountain mode. So what I was hoping for the final boss, what I was thinking like where the final boss would be, and this is what I was mentioning earlier. Like I wanted, maybe like a couple more hours after the final boss was, after you beat, like Wukong, and you kind of like become the new Wukong. I was hoping that you maybe go like the Celestial Palace and fight more Celestials. Maybe, I don't know, fighting the Jade Emperor, how realistic that is, because I don't know how strong he is, but fighting like some of the other Celestials, just another type like epic kaiju fight, similar to the Erlang one, but one that's actually like the true final boss of because like going from the Erlang fight to the Wukong fight was cool. I mean, him like freezing the, like immobilizing, taking the gourd, drinking from it, and all this disrespect he does. It was amazing. Going from like stuff with Erlang and that whole kaiju fight to Wukong was kind of underwhelming, And so I wanted another kaiju fight that was like just as like epic, as hype, as badass as the one with Erlang, but I wanted that for finish off the game. I wanted the true final boss to be. So I was a bit disappointed with that, but it's fine. As soon as I finished that fight with Erlang, I was telling, I called my brother, and I was telling him, I'm like, game of the year, just for that. Just for that fight alone with Erlang, just for that fight alone, game of the year. Now, obviously, that was like emotions are high and stuff, so I'm just exaggerating. I'm saying stuff. Like I said, once I finished the game and I thought about it more logically, I'm like, I had a lot of issues with the game. Like, it wasn't perfect. It was still fun. If I had to rate it out of 10, 8, let's say 8.5 out of 10. Like Sea of Stars, Nine Souls, I put those as like a 9 out of 10. Hollow Knight, 9 out of 10. Wukong, 8.5 out of 10. I think it was pretty fun, pretty good. It had some flaws, but yeah. So anyway, basically, if you haven't played this and you love like, these big, badass, epic, just large scale fights, like if you love like the old God of War, there you go. That's right. If you love the old God of War, ones where you play as Kratos in the Greek pantheon, and you're fighting like Kronos and Atlas and Poseidon and giant things, and the kind of boss fights where you are climbing on the boss, like the boss is so big that you are climbing on that boss, where the boss himself is the level that you're playing through. You love that kind of stuff, you would love Wukong. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Take care.